I'm Original L, and I show how I grow my wealth through the stock market and the futures market. Today, we're going to go over what all the stock market did, companies I'm liking, and companies I'm not liking. With that being said, let's get into the review. Here are the key stock market insights for today, July 8th, 2026, that investors should be paying attention to. Let's get into it. Markets were pressured by Middle East tensions. The biggest story today was renewed geopolitical risk after President Trump said temporary Iran agreements was over, raising fears of additional conflict in the Middle East. Oil prices jumped roughly 5%. Investors worried about higher inflation, rising energy prices. Defensive sectors outperformed while economically sensitive stocks weakened. Now, the war stuff is going on back up again. It's like one day we're fighting, next day we're not fighting. One day is calm, one day is back up. This is like a toxic relationship. Basically like a toxic relationship of you need to just let that person go. And I just want all war to be over. I am never for war. Why? Because innocent people get hurt and these gas prices is killing me right now. Gas is where I'm at. It's like freaking $6, bro. Does that make any type of sense? This doesn't make no sense whatsoever. Gas prices is killing my pockets. I shouldn't be paying this much for gas. So please stop the war. Please. And I don't want innocent people getting hurt either. Okay. Second, energy stocks led the market. Higher crude oil prices boosted energy companies. Strong sectors, energy, oil and gas producers, oil services. Higher oil prices typically benefit companies producing oil, but pressure transportation and consumer companies through higher fuel costs. Number third, AI and semiconductor stocks were mixed. Despite broader market weakness, AI news continued to move individual stocks. Positive, Broadcom jumped after announcing a major chip supply agreement with Apple. NVIDIA gained after reports China would permit limited purchase of its H200 AI chips. Now that's good. We're gonna get into the NVIDIA chart, the Broadcom chart, and Apple. See what I'm liking, see what I'm not. That's perfect. Okay. Fed minutes showed policymakers are divided. The last Federal Reserve minutes showed officials remain split over whether additional rate hikes may still be needed because inflation risk remain elevated. Okay, higher oil prices can make inflation harder to control, making future Fed decisions even more important. So we gotta still have an inflation issue. It is what it is. My opinion on inflation, even though I just said all this about the gas prices, it's just, bro, more of the story. We just gotta make more money as a community. We just gotta just put that work in and just make more money because inflation is not going, never gonna get no more cheaper. That like inflation is never, I don't see it ever going down. 10 years from now, the price of stuff is gonna be raised, and then 10 years from then, the price of stuff what it was before is gonna be raised even more. So more of the story, put your money in the market so it'll outbeat inflation. That's what I get from it. Now, travel stocks were weak. Airlines, cruise lines, and other travel companies sold off as investors priced in the possibility of higher fuel costs of oil. I mean, if oil remains elevated. Now, these are companies you probably will buy because right when the war is over, these companies are probably gonna go back up, and people gonna be traveling everywhere because Americans love to spend money on travel. So these stocks are down right now, but when this war and stuff is over, I definitely see these stocks having a pop up. Right, the Dow finished. I don't even care about the Dow finished down 577 points. S&P slightly lower. Nasdaq held up better thanks to strength in the technology stocks. Okay, so with that being said, I am going to go over the big technology stocks such as AVGO, Broadcom, and Apple. Now, getting into these charts, I'm gonna let you know if it's a good time to buy or if it's not. And when it comes to buying, I'm talking about from a swing trading perspective because I do not recommend buying anything right now because the market is not down 10 to 20% yet. So when I say buying, I'm talking about like options of swing trade, short-term trading when it comes to these plays because I like to buy assets when the market's down 10 to 20%. That's not the case yet. So let's get into the assets. Getting into the cues because before we look at any type of technology stock, we got to look at what the Qs is doing first because I don't feel comfortable getting in a technology play without me looking at the Qs, the QQQ, and see what it's doing. What is the QQQ? The QQQ is basically the ETF for the NASDAQ 100 index. So looking at the Qs, I see a whole bunch of consolidation. We just moving sideways, right? The market's down only only down like 5%. Right? I do not recommend getting in any type of play right now because it's in consolidation. And when the market consolidates, that's automatically low probability for any trade. So I personally like to be in expanding markets. So I'm not really looking for nothing right now. I might see something I like, but I wouldn't go in with a full position due to the fact when I look at the Qs, I see nothing but consolidation. And when consolidation happens, that means I am not looking for nothing. I'm just sitting on the sidelines watching, does it want to expand lower or does it want to expand higher? Now, honestly think if price has a close below this 706.52, we get a move down to this monthly buy sign and balance, sell sign efficiency in the price of 685.62. Honestly think if we get a close below here, I genuinely thought we was gonna do it today, but no. And another thing is too, we gotta be aware of that I do gotta be aware of is this discount wick right here. Other than that, price is just gonna keep consolidating, bro. And we have to majorly look at this before we go into the top tech stocks today. So let's get into the top tech stocks. First one up is AVGO. Yes, AVGO had a good day today, but it's still down a lot. I would not recommend getting into this due to the simple fact that the QQQ chart is consolidating and we tapped above here. Yes, we got a candle close above it, right above 378.91. I think we want to tap back into here, and then where I see it going, I see it going to 414.64. See what it does in here. But if the news get crazier and crazier on it, yes, it can just expand to the upside. But for right now, I definitely think it wants to tap back into that 378.91, then get a move up to 414.64. I'm sorry. So that's what I'm looking for on AVGO. I'm not in a rush to go buy anything right now or get into any type of swing trade or short-term trade due to the fact that the Qs are consolidating, and I just want to see this happen. Now, if it expands, like I said, it can expand and go without me to that 414.64. After they get right there, it has this huge daily volume imbalance to get over. So if we get over the price of 478.47, I see us going to 500. That's just me though. But yeah, man, going over AVGO, it had a wonderful day today, but I don't see no entry at this point of where it's at right now. Going to the company Apple. Now, if you didn't watch my video yesterday, make sure you go check that out, or my live stream from yesterday, go check that out. I said I definitely see Apple. We had a red day yesterday. I definitely see it tapping into this 307 and going back to these all-time highs. That's where I see Apple going, and that's where I want it to go. It's definitely going to all-time highs from here. After tap right here, just had this little boom because we had an inversion of this right here. Then we tap back into this price. Now we're going to all-time highs on Apple. I definitely see all-time highs on Apple. This was looking a clean little move. You know, after we take out sell stops, we had everybody was scared. Oh, it's coming down. We just take out these sell stops right here inside of this daily volume imbalance. Got an inversion to the upside. Tap back into this buy sign imbalance, sell sign efficiency, price of 307. And now we're going to all-time highs. Let's see if on the 4-hour chart, did pre-market hit it already? Nah. So on the 4-hour chart, let's see. Hold up. Extended hours. No, it didn't yet. We created relative equal highs right here. So yeah, tomorrow or by this week, I definitely see Apple hitting all-time highs again. But let's see what happens. For this company next up, which is my favorite, is NVIDIA. Why is this my favorite? Because of course I own it, and this is the top AI leader. Like, what is AI without NVIDIA? Let me know. But it's not at all-time highs right now. It has been coming down for the past few weeks. We come down, take out this 194.51, these sell stops right here. And now we have this weekly sell sign of balance, buy sign efficiency. So now on the daily chart, yes, it had a good day today. Granted, I think if price has a weekly close above 203.47, then we have moves up higher. But for right now, I gotta wait and see how this end of this week plays out. On Friday, the closing bell on Friday, I want to see if we are above here. I think we tap back into it and then go up to this 213.99. Let's just say 214, and these relative equal highs up here. I think this is the breakout move, not the breakout. I sound like a retail trader. I think if we get this right here, price above here, tap back into here, we go to all-time highs. And the first stop would be this 214, in my humble opinion. So with that being said, that's NVIDIA's chart. Had a good day today. Let's see if it can keep it up to push out through the rest of the week. Well, this last and final company, right? Everybody was hyping it up. You probably heard your barber talking about it. You probably heard everybody talking about this company. Oh, SpaceX. Let's buy it on the IPO, everybody. It's going to go straight to the moon. Well, SpaceX. See, this is why I don't follow hype. This is why you wait for a company's earnings to come out. And this is why you know the chart, you know? This is key things to pay attention to, because look at this. See these relative equal lows? Now, it's Atom, right? Price had this huge run up off of IPO. Now look where we're at. People probably chased it, be like, I'm gonna buy this company and get in it right now. This company's gonna go crazy, and they never thought it was gonna come back down to these lows. Now look at it, back at where it started at. And just learn your lesson from not buying IPOs, bro. Do not chase the hype, because when I was first into this game, I used to chase the hype of certain meme coins for crypto, like Shiba Inu and stuff like that, certain stocks that everybody was talking about, and especially IPOs. Now, look at this IPO and look where it's at now. You probably thinking, oh, I shouldn't have bought that because you're down 33% right now. That's why this is when I plan on buying, okay? But I'm still waiting for is when the earnings and stuff of it come out. I need to see that financial balance sheet, okay? I'm waiting for his first earnings. I'm not saying right now it's not a good buy. I would probably nibble a little bit, but what I'm really waiting for is for the earnings to come out, and whoever's had that 3-month lock hold on it, because it's a 3-month lock hold for the private investors and stuff. They still haven't been able to sell yet. So I'm waiting for all of them to sell, and then I'm going to plan on buying this asset, and I'm going to be thankful because I did not chase hype on SpaceX. So with that being said, man, y'all have a blessed one. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Same time, same place, Lord willing. Shalom.